Donald Trump did an interview on Newsmax with Eric Bolling. I covered the full thing or a few moments from it on David Pakman's show earlier today. So I'll just focus in on one moment I want to show you. That is on the subject of Fani Willis. Someone corrected me in my coverage previously. I was saying Fani Willis. It's actually Fani. So hopefully that's better. And he now, as he expects Fani Willis to bring charges against him in Fulton County, Georgia, is preparing the character assassinations, the attacks, the targeting of her, adding her to the list as he kind of already has, but definitely picking it up now. Very long list now of people that he attacks. And we'll look at this. Eric Bolling will say some stuff about Fani Willis. Then we'll remind ourselves of something Trump previously said about her during a recent speech, and then we'll fact check a bunch of it.
People know next week.
Fani Willis, the prosecutor in Georgia, they're setting up barricades outside the Georgia.
Terrible.
They're in preparation, obviously, I would assume, for an indictment. What are your thoughts of her? Because there's some discussion that she may have some questionable background. There's some, her father may or may not have been in Black Panther. I think that was discussed. She's had perhaps incorrect relationships with some of the people, some of the gang members that she's also prosecuting right now. Can she?
Just to show you how unserious these individuals are, Eric Bolling and Donald Trump. Number one, bringing up the Black Panther thing about her father. He was, at one point, we'll get into that, kind of her life story in a bit. What does that have to do with the prosecution of Trump? I don't know. And then, no, the inappropriate relationship thing is completely baseless.
Give you a fair shake?
No, of course not. Look, I don't think the people of Georgia, where I did very well, and I won it the first time, and I won it, I think, by much more the second time. I can say that about the whole election, too. I don't think they'd stand for it. This woman is not a capable woman. She's a woman that has, and maybe she'll change her mind. And I don't know what she's doing. I really don't know. All I know is she could have done it 2.5 years ago. If she was
Does he not understand the concept of an investigation? You committed the crime, possibly, allegedly, 2.5 years ago. So how would you bring charges right then when you have to gather a bunch of evidence to back up all of these accusations?
Do something. And this is about a perfect phone call, a call where I'm questioning the election. I'm telling them that, in my opinion, the election was rigged. And they're saying that I did something incorrect.
So you get it on that one. And then moving away from that Newsmax interview, again, if you want more coverage of that, you can hop over to the David Pakman Show channel where I did that this morning. Then here's in Windham, New Hampshire.
They waited. And I probably have another one. They say there's a young woman, a young racist in Atlanta. She's a racist. And they say, I guess, that she was after a certain gang, and she ended up having an affair with the head of the gang or a gang member. And this is a person that wants to indict me.
The term or the word they there is doing a whole lot of legwork, or the term they say, because this is baseless. And actually, Howard Kurtz on FoxNews.com had to fact check it, saying, so I did a little digging. It all stems from a Rolling Stone article and a guy named Mondo, co-founder of Young Stoner Life. As Newsweek noted, Willis was prosecuting the group as a criminal gang in 2019. Mondo was quoted by Rolling Stone as saying the two of them had, and this is the quote that I guess this conspiracy theory came from, had a, quote, cool relationship. She's almost like not really street, but she understands what's going on, bro. She understands life to a certain degree. She ain't trying to take all these little black dudes down. She ain't that type of woman, man. I'm telling you, she's not. Mondo never said they had a romantic relationship, just a cool attorney-client relationship. So much for the charge. So this came from nothing. Just someone who thought her as his attorney, maybe he was cooperating with her or something, she was good in his eyes, which is not at all what Trump said there, as you might be able to imagine. But as to the, because I guess we're going to be hearing it, Black Panther talking point, this is from the New York Times. As a child, Miss Willis split time between her divorced parents. Her father was a former Black Panther and criminal defense lawyer who practiced in the Washington, D.C. area. He brought her to the courthouse often and put her to work as his file clerk, starting in elementary school. A career in law, she said, was never in doubt. And another interesting part of this, Miss Willis is the first black woman to lead Georgia's largest district attorney's office. In her 19 years as a prosecutor, she has led more than 100 jury trials and handled hundreds of murder cases. Since she became chief prosecutor, her office's conviction rate has stood at close to 90%. Look out, Trump, according to a spokesperson. Her experience is a source of her confidence, which appears unshaken by the scrutiny and criticism brought by the investigation into former President Donald J. Trump and his allies who tried to overturn his narrow 2020 election loss in Georgia. 90% conviction rate. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.